Hello Internet, JohnyDL here, and welcome to AMA Mondays, Ask FM Mondays, depending on, I don't know. Um, I've decided that Mondays seem to work well with a lot of questions from Ask FM, so I'm just going to sit here and answer questions from Ask FM. Um, Eventually, I hope to be answering questions that you guys ask. So there is a link to Ask FM in the description. So if you want to, you can go and watch, go and ask me some questions. Um, so today I'm going to be starting at the bottom of the list and working my way up, so that I do eventually cover all the questions without leaving like some that are months old at the bottom. Um, so, if dogs never existed, what animal would take place as man's best friend? Um, I don't know. Uh, my guess would be something equally useful. Um, so, I mean, dogs are incredibly useful as guard animals and for hunting. So, I can't think of many species that could fill that niche quite as nicely. Um, so I don't know. Not in Britain anyway. There isn't anything that springs to mind. Um, how can we how can we save the world from global warming? The trick is don't. Over millions of years, the temperature on Earth has fluctuated an awful lot, and yeah, humans are contributing to some rather unnatural global warming, but it's nothing our planet's not been through before. Now, I know it's going to cause mass extinctions and all sorts of problems for humanity as well. Um, but we've survived an ice age. I'm sure we can survive without there being polar ice caps. But we've got to stop acting as tribes. We've got to work together as a species to survive, for everybody to survive. Um, Otherwise, it's just going to cause masses of wars, and nobody's going to survive it at all because of jealousy and greed. Um, what do you do when you have insomnia? I suffer for about 4 days until I can um, sort it out. I generally fall asleep, get as much sleep as I can for a couple of days, and then try and grin it out. I managed to do it for this weekend actually. I was really suffering from lack of sleep due to one thing or another. So this weekend I didn't go to sleep Saturday night, and I passed out at about 9 o'clock Sunday, and I was up bright and breezy at about 4 o'clock this morning, and that will put my sleep pattern back into order for a while. Um, what is life like on other planets? Different. I mean, there are an infinite number of possibilities for life on other planets. It doesn't necessarily have to be humanoid, it could be anything. Um, so, the best thing I can say is different. Um, which restaurants do you do you if I hadn't clicked on it, it would be fine. Which restaurants do you visit most frequently? Um, I don't particularly. I've visited stuff in the past. There are a couple of rather nice pubs around where I live, but there aren't specific restaurants where I go to eat frequently that are like chain restaurants. Um, so yeah, it's if that said takeaways, I might say KFC above all others, but yeah, there's no particular restaurants I eat at. Um, how important is money to you? It's sore subject money. It annoys me, but we have to live with what we've got. So yeah. Um, what What's your favourite thing to eat for lunch? I don't know. I haven't had lunch for a while. I'm rather fond of like tuna mayonnaise sandwiches or ham sandwiches. So I guess something sandwich related would work. What time are we on? We're on 5 minutes. Okay, I'll take two more. Um, do you remember your first friend? Um, yes, I do remember my first friend. It was a rather nice day. Um, no, no, actually, I had a friend before that. Um, I, my first friend, it seems, I met whilst I was at nursery. Um, and there were two or three people that I got along with quite well at nursery. Um, and most of them I fell out of touch with, unfortunately. Which is how things happen. When you're 4 years old, you make friends with whoever's around. As you grow older, you sort of make friends with people that you want to be friends with for life. Um, so yeah, that. Um, Not going to give you any names, but there are at least two that come to mind. Um, so yeah. Did you ever run away from home? Oh yes, I ran away from home on one occasion. Um, wasn't the best thing in the world. Didn't make me a lot of friends that day. Um, it happened to be. It happened to coincide with a weekend I'd spent with my grandmother. Um, so I spent the Saturday with my grandmother, and then the Sunday I ran away from home, basically to my grandmother's house. And there were so many people who were upset because they thought that I was being treated to a grand day out on my with by my grandmother on the Saturday because I ran away from home. And yeah, that didn't win me an awful lot of friends, especially with um, my auntie. But stuff happens. So yeah, that's my AMA for today. Um, like I say, there's links in the description below. You will find um, Ask FM, Google Plus, Twitter, and my email. I have checked my email. Turned out nobody had emailed me on it, so it's not that big a deal. It had a couple of spam messages, but nothing too impressive. Um, so yeah, there's that. And I think that's everything. JohnyDL out.